Hello and thank you for joining me today. Today I will take you through my planner system for 2026, or at least what I think is going to be my planner system for the next year. If you're new here on my channel, I hope you will enjoy my content, and if so, I hope you will like and subscribe. And to everybody else, welcome back. My name is Karen, and I think I may have been losing my marbles, perhaps. In my first video, I think I told you that, or I claimed that I am not a Hobonichi fan because of the quotes in the bottom of the pages, and well, I think that was it. That's why I never really liked Hobonichi. So could you please explain to me why I have bought not one, not two, but 3 Hobonichis for next year? Perhaps I haven't lost my marbles altogether, but there must be a hole in the bag somewhere, because there are some reasons behind why I chose this. First of all, I simply love the cover. I love owls, I love rabbits, and I love squirrels, and of course the bear. And the color is absolutely amazing. So that was one thing. And another, and that's a little bit strange perhaps, but was it 2024? They had this beautiful cover, greenish cover with cats, and I didn't buy it. And the rest of the year I was so annoyed with myself. Even today, if I see someone showing that specific cover on YouTube or on Instagram, I can sort of feel, oh, why didn't I buy that? So this year I decided, okay, if they have a cover I like, I buy it. But why 3? Well, let's start with this one, the A5. It's, and now you have to excuse me if I can't pronounce it correct. It's a Hobonichi Techo Hon A5. And it's a bow and tie version, and it is called In the Forest. And it is absolutely beautiful, the cover. I'll just take this away. And if you're not familiar with the Hobonichi, it starts out with a glance of, I don't know, never understood why the last year was on the page, but 2026 and 2027, and then you have 2025. And then we have this. I'm not really sure what I'm going to use this for. I'm not sure what to call this layout, but I guess it could be used for trackers or something like that. And then we go into the month, and it's starts in December, and then we start in January. I like that the squares are big. There's enough space to write something with an ordinary handwriting and not trying to write as small as possible. My idea with this is actually to do rating my day, was actually my idea. I have been thinking about sort of tracking the weather, and I have done that earlier, not in my monthly, but in my weeklies and in my dailies. But I don't know. I'm not using it for anything other than taking up space. So I don't think I will be doing that. But rating my days, perhaps my productivity that day, rating it with from 1 to 5 stars. And perhaps writing in if I have some fun experience or some not so fun experience. But that, I think, will be what I'll use the monthlies for. Then after the monthlies, we go into the weeklies. This layout really worked for my brain, and I think I will be using this as an actual planner, because it's so easy for me to see how much time do I have. I am a bit of a time optimist, so I always think, okay, I can do this in half an hour, but it's always going to take longer than that. And deep down I know, but this timeline here helps me actually to see, okay, I'll be working till I'll be home from work at 4, and I have to be in bed perhaps by 10. So this is the amount of time I have to do whatever I want to do. Perhaps I'll use it also as a sort of a memory keeper or something. But my thoughts now are that I'll be using it for planning. After the weeklies, we come to the dailies. And my plan for this is actually to use it as a journal. Not so much a planner, but a journal. At the moment, I have this one. I use, sorry for the lights shining. This is my journal now. And I was thinking, why do I have a journal and a planner? Why can't I combine those two? I think one page will be enough for me. And if not, I can add a random notebook if I have more things to say. My journaling habit is, I've been doing that for, I don't know how many years. I started when I was a teenager. Every morning I make myself a huge cup of coffee and I sit down and I journal. It could be thoughts about the day before or what's going to happen today. Whatever comes to mind, I put it on paper. So this will be a journal and a memory keeper. If I go out with friends or something, I could take a picture and glue it to the page or something like that. In the back, there are a few note pages and a timetable. I don't know if I'll use that. There's some graph paper. I don't know. And then there are some a page with favorites. I'm not sure I'm going to use that, but perhaps if I see watch a good movie or read a good book, perhaps I'll put it in here. Otherwise, I'll just leave it blank. And then there's my 100 list. And here I think I will use this one for the books I'm reading next year. And there's also a little memory page here. I don't know if I'll be using that. And then there are some, something to help keep focus. Chew gum, smell coffee. I don't know. And then there's words to remember and some advice about a good night's sleep. I don't know if I will use this one. Perhaps I will, but with pictures or something. Or perhaps I'll find some words to remember I can write down. But I'm not sure about that. And then there's this 365 days check-off sheet. I don't know. Perhaps I'll use it, perhaps not. So this one will be journal, memory keeper, and perhaps, or it will be my weekly planner, so I can get an overview of what I'm supposed to do this week. I'll take this one to the side. The next one, it's the A5. I'll just take this one out. Oh, look. Isn't it cute? Okay, I want to start using it now. It's structured almost the same way. We have this overview, the months, and then we go directly into the dailies. I am currently in a personal ring planner, and that will stay in my lineup because I love the flexibility of a ring planner, but it is so chunky, and I realized that I actually only have 2 bags it can fit in. So what I tend to do is I bring a little notebook with me now. It's a cheap notebook I bought off, I think, Etsy or AliExpress. And it's not a planner, it's a notebook. Sometimes I write down what I'm supposed to do during the day. Sometimes I write my shopping list. Sometimes if I see a good book that I perhaps want to read, I write down the title. So it's not a planner, it's a notebook. And I use it for all kind of weird stuff. And it fits in all my bags. So instead of bringing my whole planner, because I don't need my whole planner with me when I go to work, I need a notebook where I can write things down, so I don't have to remember them. You know, the kind of, I'm commuting by train in the morning, and I sit in the train, and then suddenly, oh, you have to remember to put out the trash because it's trash day tomorrow. I write it down here. Because when I just writing it down, I remember it better. And I don't have to keep it in my brain. I can just, okay, I put it on paper, now I can let go of it. And this is actually what I was thinking using this book for. It does have a timeline, so I could actually sort of block out time if I think, okay, when I get home I need to, I don't know, clean my living room or something like that. I'll use an hour for that or something. But mostly it's to write down lists, or, as I said, shopping lists or things that I want to remember. And in the bag we have the same pages. The timetable, the grid graph paper, and favorites, 100 list, and memories, and words to remember, and looking back. That one I don't think was in the A5, but perhaps I just missed it. So this is going to be my handbag notebook. And then last but not least, the weeks. And again, it's structured the same way with the months and then the horizontal weekly overview, and then it's not a mega, it's so we have, I don't know, 74 note pages, 75 note pages. And this one, I think I will call it my wellness or self-care planner, because I have some bad habits, a couple of them. One of them is chocolate, and I'm staying with that one. I'm very dedicated to my bad habit of eating chocolate. But my other bad habit, and that I want to stop doing, is doom scrolling. Whenever I'm a bit tired or just don't know what to do, instead of trying to figure out what to do, I grab my phone and I start scrolling. And as most of you know, as always, the world is coming apart, and it's actually making me a bit depressed. So after doom scrolling all is sad and disturbing news from all over the world, I need some pick-me-up videos. So first I'll spend or waste an hour reading all sorts of random bad news from all over the world, and then I'll spend another hour or hour and a half watching cute cat videos on YouTube. And that is absolutely a waste of time. Not looking at cute cat videos, I love that, but not for so long. The thing is that when I look at all these short stories and short videos on YouTube, it's actually given me a sort of dopamine boost. And the brain gets used to this dopamine boost. And after a while, the brain is sort of suffering from dopamine boredom, because it has been constantly overstimulated by all these quick videos and happy music and stuff like that. And that means that after a certain amount of time, the brain is bored. You can't sit down and watch a movie or something without scrolling at the same time, because you need this dopamine boost. And I've tried to test it out yesterday. And what I did was I left my phone upstairs, and then I was sitting in my living room downstairs. And I was really bored. But I was also too lazy to get up and get my phone from upstairs. So I ended up grabbing a random book out of my bookshelf and actually enjoyed reading it without all these constant sounds and music and stuff. It was quite nice. So this self-care planner is actually meant as a place where I record what I do instead of doom scrolling. And I do have some hobbies that I'm not doing very much. Just a couple of years ago, I was constantly knitting. I love knitting, but I've stopped doing that, and I think it's because of this dopamine boredom. So here my plan is that if I start a new knitting project, or I'm watching a movie or starting reading a book, I'll put in a picture and write a little bit about it. And I'll try to document what I have been spending my time on. And perhaps even using this one, recording the days I did not doom scroll on my phone. Because I am allowed to use my phone, of course, for texting or calling people or even looking something up on the internet. But not sitting with the phone in my hand every time I just sit down to relax. That is truly a bad habit. And the good thing is I can sit and watch a movie and indulge in my second bad habit, eating chocolate. And as I said, chocolate is not going anywhere. It's only my phone and the doom scrolling. So, apart from this, I will of course use my ring planner. Perhaps when I take these into consideration, I'll have to change a little in the setup. I don't know yet, to be honest, but perhaps I will take the dailies out of my planner and only use this one for my dailies. I'm not sure, but my plan is that these three will sort of contain everything that's going on in my life. And I bought some plastic covers for them because I think that if I'm throwing this one in my bag, I'll need something to protect it. But I actually do have some Motorm covers that I think will look great. I mean, color-wise, together with the Hobonichi. I think that's okay in the color. So if I get tired of just having a clear plastic cover on, I can put it in this to protect it. And it doesn't really bulk it up too much, I think. So this is how my planning system, I think, is going to look next year. I did actually buy something else. I bought these two. It's from Just Scribble. It's from this year. So they were on a sale, and I was thinking that if I want to use them, I can simply redate them. It's not that big of a problem, and I really do like the layout. My problem is that I think there's too much planner in this for the thing I need, and that is a sort of daily notebook. But perhaps I will change my mind, you never know. But I will keep them on my shelf because I'll need to redate them anyway. Excuse me. So I will keep them in my stash, and then perhaps not next year, but perhaps the year after, I'll figure out what to use them for. They are still in the line or the run-up for next year, but I think I'll stick to this one. So, do you have your 2026 ready for next year, or is it way too early? I think it's way too early, actually. But when I saw these, I said to myself, I have to buy them, because otherwise I'll end up like the one with the cat cover. It's sold out or something and you can't get it, and that will really mess up my brain. So this is how it's going to look next year, I hope. But again, things change quickly, and perhaps I will figure out something completely different next week. But I don't think so. I hope not. And I think this will be all for now. If you have questions or comments, please write it down below. I'll try to put links in I bought these off Amazon, so I'll put in the links for these on the European Amazon, that is. So, thank you for watching, and see you next time.